Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belinda and this is Visualized NZ. I've got a couple of things I want to get done today, so I'm going to crack on into it. And the first thing up is Margarete Miller Challenge, the Collage Challenge. Now I just want to get that done and out the way, and if I don't do it first then I'll probably run out of time to do it. So I've collected all my bits, I've done all the fussy cutting, so it should come together quite well, and I've basically laid out how I want it. So the prompts, it's week 10, something related to a sport, gate or fence, line of poetry or song, numbers, old sticky note, and bonus is something that starts with a C. So first off, the bits I've collected didn't quite fill the page, and because I've already collaged on the other side I can't just shorten the page. So I've got a stamp off sheet here, and it actually happens to have numbers on it. First I think I'll do the width. So I thought I'm just going to fill the gap with this stamp off sheet, and that sort of works to the prompt as well. So first off I'm going to tear it down to size, and this is just a bit of scrapbook paper that I was a bit meh about, so I just used it as a stamp off sheet. Now I think I need about that much. I'm not even going to double check, I'm just going to wing it. And let's tear off the other side. Just get this done quick as. Now I do need to take some off the bottom, so hopefully I left enough, because this bottom bit's a bit boring. There's not a lot going on, so get rid of that. And it's got all sorts of numbers and all sorts of colours, and we're just going to pop that down first up, because it's just really a gap filler which happens to also meet a prompt. So I've got numbers in another format, so this isn't what I was using to fulfill the number prompt, but I feel it's valid to add to the page. It's a bit crinkly because it's been wet, this paper, but it should smush down fine. Just making sure I give it enough glue to make sure it does. And there's no up or down to this bit of stamp off sheet, it was entirely random, so I'm just popping it down this way. Yeah, a bit crinkly, but it's like the paper's completely warped. But it's just my collage to go in my file, so it doesn't really matter if that doesn't flatten out. Okay, so for the rest we need to do a bit of arranging. So I think the next thing I want to do is this page here. This is a page out of an auction catalogue for postage stamps. So I'm just going to trim off this rough edge a little bit. Oops. Bit crooked there, never mind. It's better than what it was, and it's not important. So it's got all sorts of numbers. It's got the catalogue number, it's got the price, and then it's got all sorts of numbers in the descriptions of each stamp. So I thought, yep, that's going to be my... might just put a bit of glue stick in the middle of this actually. That will be my numbers to meet the numbers prompt. And it's all shiny paper, this. Disappointing that the catalogues are done in shiny paper. Like, I don't know why they needed to do that. It would have cost a lot more. I guess it's for professionalism, I guess, for their place in the market as being a premier stamp seller to collectors. That's my guess. But I was, yeah, a bit disappointed to find they were all shiny. because I would have much preferred and used them a whole lot more if they were matte paper. And I've got a bundle of them because I bought them on Trade Me, which is a New Zealand auction site. Sorry, I should explain that for those of you who are not in New Zealand. Right, we have got a gap. I didn't quite leave enough, so hopefully with my other things I can cover that up. Right, now a line of poetry or song. I've just taken a whole page out of a poetry book. It was a children's poetry book, although I think it's quite adult in many of it, so not quite sure about that, but it's from 1939. So it's quite old, and there's this segment from Walt Whitman, and I love that it's in an italic font, so I thought that will do. The other side had a bit of italics and then just a bit of normal, so I thought I'll go with the whole italic side. And it's a lovely creamy colour, gorgeous paper. And the fun thing with this book is it's got a lot of inscriptions in the front from various people who have had the book, all in fountain pen, some of them sort of dated 1940s. So it makes me wonder whether it was some sort of school textbook or something, because there's several people's names listed. And it's fun that they're all in like that old fountain pen. Very nice. Handwritten. Right. So I'm just going to pop this down at the top. There we go. It's a nice contrast between the white and the creamy colour. Okay, so something to relate it to a sport. I've got out of an illustrated children's dictionary this picture of a basketball team. So that's going to go in there. For the gate or fence, I found this advertisement for quilting fabric, and it had this pattern of a fence on it, which is made from quilting fabric. So I thought that was quite fun and cute. Just need to tear it down a little to fit the width of the page. Just a smidge. Okay, what else do we have? There's something beginning with C. I've got from an advertisement this strip of cheeses, and I'm just going to plonk it down the top, I think. I mean, it has no relationship. I just think there's a gap there, so I'm going to fill it with cheese. I mean, why wouldn't you? Nothing wrong with a bit of cheese. Okay, and this old post sticky note I happen to have on my desk, and it's from weeks 4 to 7, my notes about Roxy's weekly challenge, and it's, you know, I've done with that, so I was like, perfect, I'll use that. So we've still got a little bit of a gap there, but it's barely noticeable, so I think I'm just going to leave it. Just thinking about where I want this placed. So let's do these young ladies first. Sorry, got a bit scratchy throat there. I'm very, very tired, and I think part of it's just stress related. Been trying to build a website and trying to do it with no money, and it's very, very stressful to try and do all the things I know that need to happen, but the service I'm using is not as customizable as I would like, and it's just quite honestly driving me a little bit insane at the moment. And so I spent an hour and a half, bit longer actually, but we'll say an hour and a half, awake in the middle of the night last night, worrying about it and thinking about how I can resolve it and how I might get around it and what else I could do and where else I might be able to find what I need. And So I'm tired. I'm tired because of lack of sleep. I'm also tired because of just the stress of it all. And I spent so long yesterday. I really needed to put my sticky note down first, but never mind. We are committed now. So I'm just going to go and peel this back to where it's under the girls. Just get in there with the glue. This is just another sign that I'm tired because I'm not thinking things through properly. Right. Do you do that when you're tired? Your brain starts going AWOL on you. Right, there we go. And then our cute little fence. I think this is just adorable. And I believe the quilting fabric that's made up the fence is called Butterfly Garden. So it's like a garden with butterflies. So there's only one bit of butterfly in the fence design. Okay, so this is going to take a bit of glue getting up into the fence palings. And I saw this and I thought, yep, I've got to use this. It's super cute. Right, so just bear with me while I get up into all these fence palings. This is one where glue stick might actually be easier. But never mind, we're doing this, so let's just get it done. Oops. If anything doesn't stick properly, I'll just get back in there with the glue. Put a little bit under. I love the fine needle tip for that. Just makes it so easy to do. If that's not sticking down, well, let's just put this tiny little nozzle in underneath and get it glued. Okay, so we were about there-ish. It's gonna be where it is. So the girls are standing behind a little bit of fence. Oops, there's a bit of glue marks coming through on the post-it, but I think it will be fine once it's dry. Right, now our cheese. Our random cheese at the top. Because obviously the girls are hungry after their game. They need some protein, so they're going to head to the cheese. Oops. I'm sure they'd probably much rather have their cheese in form of a pizza, given their age, but no, we've got a nice cheese platter for them. And plonk right down. Oops, not over that far. I want it a little bit over this way. Right there. Okay, so let's double check. Sport, gate or fence, line of poetry or song, numbers in 2 places here, old sticky note, and something beginning with C. Cheese. Are you smiling at the camera? Cheese. Okay, I'm calling that done. Quick, simple, ticked off. That's what it is. It's just ticked off. So let's pop that aside. And my second project for today is Roxy's weekly challenge. I believe week 8, or is it 9? I've lost count, so I'll put it in the description box. And Rachel from Roxy Creations, who runs the challenge, was making pockets. So I'm going to make pockets. Now she made them in this beautiful vintage style with vintage and antique documents. I also watched Gail Agostinelli do a version of them, and she used very similar, different printables, but very similar content. And then I watched Margarete from Seven Plaza, and she did beautiful grungy vintage aesthetic, which were just stunning. So I thought I'd go slightly different because I wanted to bring something different to the game table. and not just do exactly the same. So I've got here a number of different printables. Now you can use scrapbook paper, you can use book page, you can use whatever you like, but I've got a bunch of printables that I haven't used, and so I thought, well, this is a good opportunity to use some. So this one is from Anne Constantly Carding, just black hearts on a white background. This one is from CreativeFabrica. I can't tell you the collection name because I can't remember. It's something like Berry Brights or something, so it's strawberries and flowers. This one's also from CreativeFabrica. It's sunflowers in the shape of a heart and butterflies, which I thought was really sweet. Another CreativeFabrica one from a different kit again, so these are all different kits. It's a blue floral. This one is not from CreativeFabrica, I don't think. No, it's not. I believe it's from Etsy, and I can't remember the name of the kit, but it's a dancing related one. It's got these beautiful ballerinas. I do want to do a dance themed journal, so that's why I grabbed that one out. And then this one is an old one that is no longer available, so it's a good thing I can't tell you where it came from because I did not make a note of it. But I thought that might be nice, and it's got more of that vintage sort of aesthetic to it. So let's go ahead, do some trimming down and make some pockets. So I'm just going to first off trim them all down. Actually need to leave the top for folding down as part of building the pockets, because these are printed only on photocopy paper. So to strengthen the top, we need to fold the top down a bit, just to strengthen it so it doesn't rip or tear when we're putting something in our pocket. If you're using thicker scrapbooking paper or thick book pages, then you won't need to do that. So I don't even know what style of pocket I'm going to make actually, because Rachel made a few different styles of pocket. I think Gail did as well from memory, and then Margarete made mostly, or actually I was going to say mostly one type, but then I'm not sure. And because I watched 3 videos on the same topic, they're all kind of blurring a little bit, so I remember the aesthetic of each person, but I don't particularly remember the styles, each of them, you know, the difference between them that they did. So if you're interested, I will link them below in the description box, so head along and watch their videos. They're well worth watching. You know, always up for more inspiration, aren't we, as paper crafters? Right, I don't know how many I'm going to get made. We're doing well on time so far, so actually I'm going to cut this because it's going to be a nightmare to tear. Pop my knife away before I end up cutting myself. Nobody needs to cut themselves at the crafting desk. I should have pre-cut these. I'm sorry I didn't. I'd already spent so long preparing for the video that I was in a hurry just to get on and do it, because it's already heading on towards lunchtime and I'm very late getting this video done. Normally I'd be sort of wrapping it up by now, not just starting in it. So I'm feeling very rushed and behind on things as well. And I've got perhaps a little bit too much going on at the moment. If I wasn't doing the website thing, then it would be a lot, my life would be a lot simpler and a lot less stressed, I can say that. But I do really want a website. I want to sell my journals through a website rather than Etsy or other places like that. I just think, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give it a whirl anyway. So stay tuned for when I, or if I even, get a website up and running. And as part of that, I've been designing a new logo and colour scheme and, you know, all those things, because I'm doing a digital marketing course. So I've got that on my plate as well. A lot of learning, a lot of you know, filling my head with information that I've then got to try and process and actually put into action. It's very intense, people. Very, very intense. And I'm feeling the stress and strain of it. But anyway, it's a great day. It's going to be a great day. I'm crafting. I'm going to do some making. And all that stress is going to fade away because I'm going to be doing what I love doing best. Making stuff. So I hope your day is full of doing stuff that you love as well. And I know, well, from personal experience, we can't always do that. But I hope you have a time in your day to day to do just that, to do some creative crafting, to make your soul happy making something, because that's what makes me happy. I wish I could just do the creating bit, but I can't. I need to try and make an income for our household. So anyway, that's all boring stuff, isn't it? Let's get back to the creative stuff. And I'm just blathering on because I'm busy cutting and I feel like I've got to say something, not just sit here cut. So these are all just on photocopy paper, which I think I've already said. I've chosen out a range of different colours to work with because I just felt like, having some nice bright colours to improve my mood a little bit. Because it's also a very grey day here. It's very warm and muggy outside, but it's cold inside, and it's just grey. Like, there's no blue sky to accompany the heat. It's just grey. And that's not so attractive either. And the blowflies are out in force. Like 8 o'clock this morning, or even earlier than that, actually, it was more like 7 o'clock. And we had blowflies coming into the house. Like, they don't normally start coming in till around midday. But I was like, oh my gosh. And they were super buzzy, unhappy blowflies, making so much noise and flying around my head. And I don't like them at the best of times. And when I'm short on sleep and temper, they really rile me. Does anyone else get so upset with things like blowflies? Honestly, it drives me nuts. That and listening to people with hiccups. I do not like that at all either. I get really frustrated with my husband when he has hiccups and just sits there hiccuping because that doesn't bother him. It's like, for goodness sake, go do something about it. And yeah, just annoys me. Obviously today is a moan day. Please do excuse me. I'm trying to be upbeat. But I'm just having difficulty feeling that today. So, have a laugh at my expense. Please do. Hopefully I want to put joy into your day, even if I'm struggling. So, what happy things can I tell you about? We've got naked ladies in our garden. I can tell you that. And my husband thinks it's a huge joke every year to tell people that we've got naked ladies in our garden. If you don't know what they are a flower. And they pop up every year. So they're like a bulb, kind of. I'm not sure precisely. But they're called naked ladies because the leaves come up separately to the flowers. So they're never together. The leaves come up and die off. And then the flowers come up and then they die off. And then you don't see them again till the following year. And they're beautiful. They're pretty pale pink and they're just gorgeous. But it greatly amuses my husband to tell everybody that we have naked ladies in our garden. So there you go. That's something fun. Right, how big do I want my pocket? I'm thinking I might want a nice big pocket. I'm going to use this whole bit, I think. And I'm not going to do a mass make so much. I think I'll make the base of the pocket and then do the next base and then perhaps come back to the decorating depending what time we've got. So I'm going to fold down top. Yes, I am going to fold down the top a bit to strengthen the top of the pocket. And I think this is going to be a flip out pocket, is what I'm thinking. So that's going to make our pocket nice and strong at the top. So put a bit of glue on it. I don't think I've folded the top down straight. I don't care. I'm just winging it. I'm going with it. Oops, don't need the cat fur in there though. Okay. Oops, something's not straight. Oh yeah, I've completely, utterly not done it straight. So let's just straighten it up. Oh, it's a goodie one, this one, isn't it? It's a perler of a video. More like a bumbly one. Right, so let's just shorten it a bit. Correct my errors. Okay, so this is going to be our flip out pocket, and this side is going to be our flip, where it will attach to a page, like so. So grab out a page so I can show you what I mean. Oh, not that one. This one will be a better example. So on a page here, so it's going to flip out on this side, so we still have our writing space here. I need to glue this shut, obviously. And then on this side, I think this can be a nice little side tuck. So I'm going to put a little thumb notch in here. And I'm going to put both sides as a thumb notch at the top. I very rarely do both sides. I usually just put one on one side. Oh, that was quite hard to punch through. Yeah, no, it's totally not straight, people. I've made all sorts of messes with it, but it's okay. Once it's on a page, you won't see that this side is different to this side. All come right. I'll try to do better with my next one. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do all this style of pocket. And I don't think it's actually one that Rachel did on her video for whatever week it is. But it's just what I feel like doing. And then that will get glued on the other side at top and bottom. So it doesn't matter that this is folded down. It won't matter at all. In fact, we might want to just fold this in a little bit. So my thumb notch is going to be shallower than what I intended, but we can repunch it. Is that straightish? Actually, I'm just going to go past the thumb notch so I can try and get it straight. Hopefully. Right, and I'm going to trim off this little bit at the top so it doesn't show. There we go. So, please excuse me, this is definitely not a tutorial. This is just me having a play, making some pockets with the inspiration of Roxy's weekly challenge. A little bit showing there, snip that off. And let's punch this again. Oops, I didn't wait for the glue to dry, did I? Silly Billy. Maybe this is a video where I should have just called it quits or stopped it and started, but this is real life. So, hope you enjoy a bit of real life, because that's what it is today. Okay. See if I can make one along the lines of what Rachel and the others ladies did. I don't know. I'm just going to do what makes me happy. I can ink up the rest of that. I just wanted to show you sort of a bit of definition there. And you can put it on either side of the page, depending where you want to position it. And I think that is super cute and fun. Wouldn't that make nice in a spring or a summer journal? Summer particularly, I think. Okay, and we can decorate it up. Right, let's do another base. So let's grab the sunflower one, which is super pretty. Really lovely. Just having a wee sip of my coffee there. You know what? I think I want to do the same again. So I'm going to. Because nobody said I can't. Maybe this one will go better. I think I've folded it straighter, so that's a good start. It's time for a new glue page. Oh, so let's get rid of that while I remember. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd folded it straight, but maybe it's my cutting along the bottom, my hand cutting, that's not straight. And then our flappy bit, that's going to go around the page. And this time we'll fold this in at the beginning. Snip off that little corner bit. Such pretty paper. And this would be another one that's nice for summer. And we're just in autumn here. We just started into autumn, so summer is a wee way off. We've just left summer behind. Okay, let's glue this down. Oh, you know what? I know, I did. I thought I hadn't glued down the right edge. Don't mind me. Alright, let's hope I've left enough time now to let it dry. That went better, and this one, yep. See, it's so much easier when you let the glue dry. And I will, where's my page gone? Here it is. I'll distress around these later. There we go, a little flip out pocket, and you could even put something in on the inside as well. And then over here, and we've got our little tuck here, so glue here and here. Beautiful. Love those. I think they are a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm going to try and do one or a couple that's more like what the other ladies were doing. This paper doesn't have the same sort of big design, so those other papers I felt like if I trim them down I'd be losing some of the aesthetic and because of the orientation, whereas this one will work in any direction. So I'm going to cut this in half and then make 2 pockets out of this one, and they're just going to be quick, easy, simple pockets, I think, and I'm not too worried about it being, actually probably needs to be smaller. Which way am I going? Okay, we might even get 3 out of it. My brain is not wanting to cooperate. So I'm just going to start with 1 because, yeah. So this is going to be a pocket this way, and I could do a wraparound pocket, which is something they did do. Do a wraparound pocket like so. Or I could just going to make a simple pocket for a start. Going to end up with some nice scraps, and again folding down the top just to strengthen that. You could also put gussets in. None of the ladies I watched actually put, as a rule, put gussets in the pockets they were making. They're just very simple, quick, easy pockets, but you could totally add a gusset. So maybe I'll do one where I add a gusset. I won't on this one because I didn't really leave enough real estate to do that, and I want to make this, you know, decent sized pocket. So who else is doing Roxy's weekly challenge? I'd have to say it is great for building your stash. Okay, and that's simple. I do need to do a thumb notch in it, but I don't want to do it while the glue is wet because, well, last time that went a bit haywire, didn't it? So I might also punch the corners, but I'll leave it at the moment. Right, so this one, maybe we'll make a nice big tall pocket out of this one, taller. So I'm going to fold down the top again. Oops, that's as straight as, I don't know what. Yep, no, that's totally not straight. Let's try that again. How's that? Not perfect, but way better. Okay, so I'm going to create gussets with this one. So, and at the sides as well. Need to make sure I don't make it too wide for the page. So I'm going to have to trim a bit off, I think. So it's going to be a nice big pocket. Fun scraps. Okay, and about there. And then the bottom as well. So it won't be as deep as what it was, which is fine. So then I'm going to open it out and I'm going to snip away the corners. Oops, I've got stuff stuck to my scissors. So in at an angle, out from the corner into the corner, if that makes sense. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Right. So on an angle in towards the corner. Here we go. And I might glue this top bit down before I trim the corners. There we go. And so snipping these off so they don't show at the top once it's all folded up. They don't need to be matching because they're going to be hidden. Right, so there we've got gussets. So when you slide things in, so I'll put the bottom on top so that when things slide in there's less chance that it will catch. So when you're putting things in, there's just a little bit more room inside the pocket for whatever you want to put in it. You can put something a bit thicker, like a little notepad or something. So just putting a little bit of glue there and there. And just a little bit along the top as well, not too far because you don't want to glue it to the front of your pocket. Here we go, just simple gusset. Okay, so this one hopefully is dry enough now. I'm going to go ahead and take the thumb notch out. Yep, perfect. And this one, let's risk it. Live dangerously. Yep, all good. Doesn't actually need that long to dry, but I typically try and go too soon. So there we've got a bigger pocket with gussets. Isn't that pretty? I think that's gorgeous. And that could suit any time of year, really. Okay, so our ballerinas. Also very pretty with the blue and the purple. Just gorgeous and like bubbles. Right, what do I want to do with this one? Again, I think the direction of the paper sort of dictates, because I wouldn't want to put a pocket like this and then they're all kind of like falling or something. I don't know. I don't think that works too well for me. I think I'm just going to do another one of those like I did those first two. So I think I'm straying quite a bit actually from Roxy's weekly challenge, but I was inspired by it, so I will still count it towards that challenge. Time for some glue. So what else can I tell you? I've told you about the naked ladies. Ooh, I don't think there's actually too much else I do have to tell you. No, my mind's gone blank. It's gone AWOL. Okay, go on this bit. So this is a bit of a narrower side tuck, which is fine. Oh, it's so pretty. Gorgeous. This is a fun way to use up those papers that you know, might be part of a kit or something that you've printed off but haven't got round to using, or you're not sure how you want to use them, but they're too pretty not to use. make some nice big pockets that really celebrates how pretty the paper is. And then of course a bit of decoration on top never hurts anybody. But you could totally leave it as is if you didn't want to add any decoration, because they really are pretty just the way they are. I mean, that's so pretty. It's gorgeous. Somehow I haven't got that perfectly straight, but it's only here off, so it's fine. I'm going to say it's fine. Don't stress about it. Okay. Have I left enough time? That is the question. Try and get in the middle. Yep. And the side one. And when you're punching the thumb notches, these side ones don't actually need to be in the middle. I have been doing them in the middle, but you could put them at the top or the bottom, whatever you prefer, wherever you put it. So that's not gluing down there, so let's go and just give it a little help with our tacky glue. That's not a point where I want it to come unstuck around that thumb notch. Not the ideal place for it to weaken. Okay. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So in this one we could have our side tuck on that side, and then out here and flip open. Super cool. I love it. I love it. How are we going on time? Oh yeah, we're rocking along. So maybe we'll do some decorating now. I've got 2 more sheets there. But how about we do decorating instead? Right. Let's give my glue nozzle a bit of a clean up so it doesn't give me issues. Right, we have how many to work with? We have 1, 2, 3 of those. So this one I did the opposite way to these 2, which is cool. So they can be used on different side of the page. Then we've got our 1 gusseted pocket and then 1 just plain pocket. So I do want to give a bit of ink. This one would be really nice inked in blue actually. Maybe we'll do the bigger one with blue, just for something a bit different than my normal vintage photo. Right, so that's a vintage photo. Let's grab out my blue ink for this one. So I'm going to use my wee tumbled glass. Let's see how that looks. Oh, pretty. It's picking up that paler blue in the flowers. Right, we'll leave that out because we might need it again. Okay, let's start with these 2. I'm hoping they won't take too long to do. Actually, maybe butterfly for these. Let's have a quick... Oh, I lost my butterflies. I've only got 1 that's really in the blue. I suppose that top one's not too bad. These were freebies from a Facebook group that I am in. I don't know if they're still available. I've had them printed out for quite a few years. And I need to go find them again. I don't think I have saved them to my computer. I just printed them off because I'm getting low, as you could see from that sheet. And the white butterfly page, they're available in several colours. The white butterfly one, I've only got one left of, I think. And I have plans to use that on something in my personal journaling. So yes, I need to go and see if I can find where these are again. Because they are very helpful. And I like the style of them too. And the size is a good size. So I didn't really want to be doing fussy cutting here because we haven't got a lot of time left. Concentrating on cutting. So yeah, I'm busy trying to think too if there's any other things I could tell you, any little stories. I did have a phone call from my brother yesterday. He never rings me, so that was quite a surprise. And because he was waiting on a text from me, and I sent him the text a couple of days ago, and he rang me and said he never got it. And so I sent him another one yesterday. I checked the number with him, and that was all good. So I sent him another one. I haven't heard back, so I don't know whether he got it or whether he's, for some reason, they're not getting through to him. But I do have his correct number. So that's, yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but it was super nice to hear from him in the middle of the day, like totally unexpected. It's only, what, a week since we went to visit him and his wife and daughters. So, you know, it's not that long since I've seen him, but yeah, it was just super nice to have a wee chat with him in the middle of the day, randomly. Okay, do we want some music? I think we do. And do we want a bit of book page as well, just to bring in a bit of different colour? Just looking through my packet of book page type stuff. There's a bit of, oh, it's stuck with something else. Bit of Wuthering Heights. I want a bit of this. It's really lovely and creamy and like that. Yep. Okay, where's my glue box? There it is. So we might only get one decorated. Which side do I like better? This has got some printing areas which actually make it look quite fun. But I think I will glue the fun side down. Just, you know, just choosing the words, the preference of words. Okay, I was going to put that on top, but I'm putting it underneath. Doesn't matter. Just in a hurry to complete something. That, and don't want to muck up my butterfly, so I'm going to change my glue page. Like that. Clearing the decks a little bit just so I can see what I'm doing here. Get rid of that page. Put the butterflies aside. That on the glue stick. Right. Otherwise it just makes me feel more anxious, and particularly at the moment. Okay, I love that. I'm thinking some sort of label. So I'm thinking Artzology labels because they're nice. Got nice colours on them. And we might have something that will suit. So these are all from Artzology. Great label kit, this one. It's got all sorts of backgrounds, multiple pages, different shapes. Not too bad. It's a totally different colour, but it's not too bad either. Oh, I'm running out of the ones with blue on. No, don't want that one. So this one or this one. I think I like that one better, so we're going to go with that one. And I want something down here as well, I think. Not sure if this ink's going to show, but I'm going to give it a quick round anyway. There we go, that's that. And do we want a word or a number? Thinking a word. Just having a look through my oh, there we go. This is one of my words that I've made up. And I just think the colours work really nicely with the paper. So it's not the usual vintagey style. It's completely, you know, it's got vintage papers and more of a vintage style label. But all in all, it's got more of a vibrant feel, which I think is just what the doctor ordered for me today. Bring some colour and a bit of fun into what I'm crafting today. So typically I use these words for my personal journaling rather than things I make for journals for sale. But I think in this case, it's perfectly lovely. Don't you think? Okay, and I have run out of time. I have run out of time to decorate up the rest of these. So maybe I'll do those in a video next week. And make up the other two sheets I've got, so we've got a bit more to play with. But we got one done, so not a complete failure. And we also did, grab it back here, the Margarete Miller challenge. So not a bad day's work really. I'm sorry you had to listen to me moan and complain. It's just where I'm at today, and you know, bit of real life. So let's hope the next video is bright and chirpy and back to normal. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I hope that I didn't lose you along the way, but understand if I did. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you back for the Deal It Up challenge on Monday. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.